Hello and welcome to episode 42. Don't know why I said it so awkwardly.
42, yeah.
42. 100 more
Count 'em up.
episodes until 420. Am I right, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
You know.
Can't wait for the weed episode.
For the weed episode. Oh my god. Yeah, that's not that. It's not long away, you know.
Oh yeah. Just how
2
many years? 2 years. Yes.
2 years. You know, well, we're doing this in 2 years. You know, 2023. Who knows what the world will be like then?
Yeah, who knows? Podcast will be your only source of
Yeah.
media.
Yeah. Yeah.
The film industry has crumbled. TV is non-existent. All you can do is just listen to Mark. Literally, just the Powerpod is the only thing that survived.
Yeah, it's just over ham radio and stuff.
The media apocalypse.
Yeah, the media apocalypse. Bring it on, I say. Bring it on.
About time.
Yeah, exactly. Fake news media, it's going down. It's going down.
How you been this week?
I've been great. Tired though.
Tired?
Very tired. My sleep schedule is fucked. Absolutely fucked. It's like reversed. It's like the exact opposite of what I was doing before. Sleeping during the day, being awake at night. Now it's like the opposite.
Sleeping at night?
I
Who
have
the
to
fuck
sleep
does
at
that?
You know, it's insane. It's insane what the man makes you do
I know.
just for a bit of bread.
That cash money.
Yeah, the cash. It's all about the cash. Cash is king, as
Cash
they
is
say.
king.
You know, as they say. And sorry to bother you from episode 40. Oh,
20s?
yeah, 20.
I don't know.
I think it was 21 or 22.
Something like that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because we did that. Yeah. That was the episode that we almost lost.
The what?
Remember we almost lost an episode?
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
And then we got coronavirus.
Yeah. What a time.
It was so eventful
Yeah,
back then. What happened?
Yeah. That's when the podcast peaked.
Yeah.
Although we were doing it over Zoom at that stage.
Yeah, Jesus.
And thank fuck we're not doing it on Zoom anymore. Fuck that.
That was grim. Yeah, for a while that was grim.
It was actually painful doing the podcast, but then
Yeah, because there's no energy, you know?
now it's fun.
Yeah, now it's way better.
Now we get smoke breaks.
Yeah. Yeah, and go outside. Yeah, it's fun. How was your week?
Grand, pretty
Grand?
good. Yeah.
Doing bits?
Out in town, you know. As yourself.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Crazy time.
Stevens Green.
Place to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that place is like a fucking petri dish,
Man,
you know?
half of Dublin was at the Stevens Green. The amount of people that I saw afterwards, like posting that they were in Stevens Green, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, there were so many people that like, there was people that I knew that were like right beside like where I was, but there was like hundreds of people in between that like there's no way I was ever going to see them.
Yeah, it was insane, you know? I was in town yesterday, and I walked up, it was like, I was in town at like 7, I was walking up Grafton Street, and it was literally like, it was like going against the grain in like at like EP, like, the gig has just ended and you're trying to get to the stage for whatever reason. That's what I was like.
Universal pay, get on that.
Yeah, Jesus, see, they're doing that for artists.
Yeah, man. Universal pay.
UBI.
Because I never really understood like really what universal pay was, and then I learned about it. I was like, yeah, that just makes sense.
That just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
You know, especially for artists.
Yeah.
They fucking nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, and like that whole industry is goosed at the moment.
That's what like Blind Boy was always saying. Like he's like, I've never had a steady source of income. And then he started doing the podcast. And he had his Patreon or whatever.
The Patreon, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not reliable, you know.
Oh, the Patreons are pretty reliable.
Ah, yeah, but like if it gets taken down, you know, it's not like a real job, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, one of these, like, Patreon could like conceivably just like fall into bankruptcy one day and then you're fucked. Like, you're not gonna be able to transfer all your subscriptions over to anything else.
They did something maybe like a year or two ago where they changed the terms and conditions for Patreon, and like the people that were giving you money, it was charging them more. So loads of Patreons just they're like, I can't afford this, so they just stopped paying. They stopped giving their Patreon or whatever, and people's income just dropped.
Yeah. You know, it's
like
it's
that.
Like so unreliable.
You are like at the hands of the major company not to fuck anything up on your behalf.
Yeah, Mr. Patreon. Yeah.
Mr. Patreon.
Pat, his name's actually Pat Rion.
Pat Ron. Enron. Oh shit.
Whoa, triggered. But yeah, you know, like it depends how much it's gonna be though. It'd probably be like 50 quid a week, or like a allowance or something like that, you know.
Something, yeah.
But what can you do?
Get you your takeaways. That's all you can get.
Yeah. Well, what else could you ask for?
Enough for your you can have 4-in-1s every night of the week. That's all that we're paying for.
Yeah, that's grand, you know. Just, you know, combine that with a social housing scheme, and suddenly, all of a sudden, things are looking up. You know.
I thought a social housing scheme would be nice.
Yeah, You know, like just for the lads to rent or something like that.
Yeah.
Like imagine they just had social housing that, you know, young people could rent. That'd be so handy, you know, and you could control the rents. It's not like fucking $1,200 for a room or whatever. You know, something insane.
Yeah. Man, like, because I was looking at fucking apartments, like some apartments had $2,000 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Joke.
You know, like the ones that are like boutique apartments that like are in those high rise and stuff, like East Wall. Yeah, like
the ones down with the docks and all.
Yeah, Summer Hill has one as well. It's like pure getting gentrified,
Yeah.
like, you know. And but they're charging like, you know, $1,500 for like a single bedroom apartment down there, you know. Like what the heck? Don't even have gyms or anything, you know.
Yeah,
if it had like a sauna or like all that stuff, like a gym.
Yeah,
and, like,
some sort of fucking facilities.
yeah, something to add on to justify the massive expense. But there's not, you know. It's just have a fucking. Like, you're lucky if it's furnished, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You're lucky if it's furnished.
Yeah, it has running water. You're like, oh, class, you know.
Class.
Oh, I have a window, you know. This is amazing.
I got a window and I got a fucking oven that's big enough to cook a pizza and love this.
Yeah.
But sure, things will hopefully get better at some stage. Well, they're gonna get a lot worse, but then they'll get better.
Yeah, and then worse again.
Yeah, then worse again. But hopefully at that stage, we've profited off the.
Yeah, we've bought the dip.
Yeah, we bought.
We're reaping the rewards.
It's like Bitcoin or something like that.
Yeah, man, my Bitcoin portfolio, it's gonna pull in one of these days. You know, haven't seen the news recently, but like, it's gonna jump up again.
Yeah, who knows? Or go drop. Who knows?
Please no.
Yeah, because I buy Litecoin.
Yeah, you're on the Litecoin. Man, you were on the Litecoin buzz like back in the day.
Man, I remember
back when it first peaked.
When it first peaked, man, I was raised. I was like, I can feel it. It's gonna fucking peak. It was €20 or something like that, or like I think it was like €50 or something. So I can't remember how much it was. And for some reason, I didn't fucking pay in on it. I was like, if I buy 5 of these and it jumps up, I'm gonna make loads of money. And I didn't. And then it jumped up like fucking 200% or something like that. I was like, if I invested £100 now, I would have had like $1,000. I was like, why did I not do this?
Yeah. I remember
Kicking myself.
remember talking to you about that new bar back in the day, you know?
Yeah, sitting there with my laptop.
Yeah. Hacking into the main. I'm mining Litecoin, please.
Shut up! I'm on the market.
I'm keyed into the mainframe.
Like on phones to like the people all over the world. It's like
yeah. Just like why would you be? Yeah, I'll buy it.
Yeah. Sell now.
Yeah, we should have done that.
Yeah, we should.
But then it massively crashed, and then it's only recently gone back up. It just
Yeah.
goes to show you have to, hold. Hold.
Yeah,
Don't sell.
because you don't lose money if you don't sell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because like I bought Litecoin like a while ago and then it dipped and I ended up losing €60.
Yeah.
But it's gone back up. So now at the moment, if I sell, I've lost 30. But if I just don't sell, I won't have lost any money. Eventually,
Just pretend it didn't happen. What Litecoin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some company or something that started paying people in Bitcoin?
Was there?
I want to say, yeah. I think there is some company that started saying, like a big.
I remember I read an article about a company that paid their employees in Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin spiked, and they're like, "Can we please have that back? When can we pay you?" Like, because obviously they pay them like whatever their salary is, like 30K or something like that. But then suddenly that 30K was worth 120K or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're like, "Can we please get all that back and then give you 30K in current Bitcoin?"
Obviously not.
Yeah, obviously not. Hardly.
Hardly. You don't do that when the euro goes up, like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, a load of bollocks.
Scumbags.
Well, you took a trip down under this week, I believe.
I went down under. Aye, that's not how they talk. But
Hey.
Oh, mate. Crocky. Yeah.
Bobby.
Shrimp on the barbie. Oh, it's a roo over there. That's not even. Yeah.
Whatever.
But yeah, I did. I went down under, watched some Australian films. Australia's really cool because I've never been there, but like it just seems like kind of far off land. Don't know what really happens.
Land of hope and dreams.
The land of hope and dreams, manifest destiny. And it's
big,
huge.
And big fucking spiders.
Huge spiders, huge animals, like kangaroos. Like that's one of those things where if someone described that, so like say they went extinct in like the 1800s, and like that'd be a legend. Oh, I saw a kangaroo out there, like out in the outback, and people were like, "You're fucking crazy, man!" A rabbit that's 6 feet tall,
I can punch,
and I can like box and stuff like that, and it's like hench, like a jackalope kind of thing, but it's fucking huge.
Do you ever see that koalas' brains are completely smooth?
Yeah, they're after fucking retards. They're like the dumbest animals on earth.
They're completely fucking stupid because their food doesn't have they only like eucalyptus leaves or something.
Yeah.
And, like there's no nutritional value whatsoever.
Yeah.
Their brains are completely smooth.
Why did they choose to do
I
that?
have no idea.
Like that's all they can eat as well. They
Yeah.
can't. They can't eat.
They can't eat anything else. Just leaves. And they
Yeah.
just fucking. But like, I always thought like koalas are pretty chill. But then I saw a video of a koala not chill, and it was fucking terrifying. He's like latched onto the. It was like in the middle of the road or something in Australia,
Mm.
and your man walked over, and he had gloves on, and he went to pick it up, and the koala turned around and latched onto the fucking glove with like claws out, and like was gnawing into his fucking arm or whatever. And I was like, I didn't know koalas could be aggressive.
Yeah.
I thought they're too fucking dumb to be. I thought they're like sloths or something that are just real chill. Obviously
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Obviously not. Yeah. Well, I suppose they have to be because they're so like, like what? How do sloths defend themselves? I suppose they don't.
I don't think they do, but I
Yeah.
don't think they really have predators. Do you ever hear that the number one death for
Yeah.
sloths is just accidentally grabbing onto the wrong branch and they fall to their
Grab
death?
onto their own arm, yeah, because they think it's a branch. That's like the funniest thing. And then they fall to their death. That's so bad though. But
Yeah, Australia's fucked up.
yeah, koalas. But yeah, I watched. Australia's huge because I watched a film called Snowtown, and the description says it's a true story. It's based on a series of murders which happened in. It says a suburb of Adelaide, in Australia, and Adelaide's in like the sort of like southeast kind of area.
Yeah.
It's like near Sydney, I think. And by suburb of Adelaide, they meant it was 250 kilometers outside Adelaide, which is like saying like fucking
Galway.
Galway is a suburb of Dublin. It's like that's how big it is. Like
Yeah.
they think that's a suburb, like it's nowhere near it. But yeah, it's Snowtown is based on a series of actual murders that occurred
Mm-hmm.
in Adelaide, and it's really fucking grim.
Yeah.
It's actually I actually kind of regret watching it because it's a good film. It's a really good film. It's by Justin Kurzel, who did he did this film obviously, and he did Macbeth, Assassin's Creed, and then he did the new Ned Kelly film, which Ned Kelly film is really good. It's worth a watch.
Which is also Australia, isn't it?
Yeah, Ned Kelly, like he's the king in Australia. Great Irish Australian folk hero.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting cops and stuff. But yeah, he directed this. And it's kind of like like you ever see the stuff from Macbeth? Or ever seen Macbeth?
Nah.
It's all just like grey, kind of like really dire colors and stuff like that. Like that's what Snowtown's like, but like understandable because it's about killing people and stuff. And it's like that for ages. It's just kind of a drama about these kids, and they're living in the suburb, which is like there's nothing to do, and everyone's just fucking. They're just sitting around like shooting fucking animals and stuff like that.
Gummo.
Yeah, it's like a gummo kind of
Yeah.
thing. It's like they're just sitting around. It's like an American kind of Midwest vibe where they've nothing to do, and like they're all alcoholics and they're all on the dole and stuff like that, and they're getting sexually abused as well, and there's like this hysteria that sort of comes on in the community surrounding like the pedophiles and stuff like that, and there's like it's basically a vigilante kind of thing, or
Yeah.
they see themselves as vigilantes, like killing pedophiles and like rapists and like the weak. So it's really really grim, extremely grim. It's not funny at all. There's no bright spots at all. Like
Even though we're kind of laughing over it, it's really fucked up.
yeah, it's extremely because the thing
Yeah.
is it actually happened. Like it was a real thing that happened. I think they killed 11 or 12 people in the end, and it was just one of the kids, and like his stepdad and some other guy. They basically just like butchered loads of people, and some of them like low key deserved it, but same because like they were like actual rapists and like pedophiles and stuff like that. But at the same time, the extent that they went to makes you feel bad for the rapists and the pedophiles, which
Yeah.
is not good. That's not you've kind of gone too far where you're like making that happen.
Yeah.
Especially like towards the end, because they were like they tortured them before they killed them and stuff like that. And
Can I ask, like, how did they?
oh, like it's like actual like how you'd imagine someone like pulling out fingernails and stuff like that,
Ah, yeah.
and like just beating them and like choking them and waiting till they pass out and then waking them up. But the film, like that's what you expect like torture to be. But most films like don't show that stuff. This film just shows it, and it doesn't cut really, and it's just like it's
grim.
it's really really grim. I was
Yeah.
eating my dinner while I was watching it. I was like I almost felt sick after
Yeah.
watching it. Like it's just this guy's like his face is like just fucking. You can't even see his facial features, and obviously it's all makeup. But you're like, this actually happened to a guy.
Yeah.
He was a bad guy, but you feel bad for him.
Yeah, because this got added to movie, so I looked up like this, like the actual story and stuff like that.
Like he saw himself as like this vigilante. There's the main guy. I think it was John John Bunting was his name, and he was like a really kind of cult kind of character, like really charismatic, like really dominant, and like he abused his position as stepfather to like gain control over like these sort of vulnerable kids, and yeah, like he was a really hateful kind of character. He's just basically a psychopath who you know, just he saw easy targets and just sort of killed them and stuff like that. Like he initiates like the stepson into it by like making the stepson shoot his dog, like John Bunting's dog.
Fuck.
Like, you know, stuff like that. But like that actually happened, which is like, you know. But yeah, it's really grim. It happened in like the 90s, and this is just like a really like depressing film.
It's one of those.
It's so intense.
Movies,
it's so intense. But it's good. It's a good film though.
Is it super graphic as well? Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty graphic. Like they don't actually show. They only show one killing, I think, one murder. But it's so graphic the way they do it. It's like, oh, you know, and like.
Yeah, because they did this to like 11 or 12 others or something like that.
Yeah, and they show they did this thing where before they killed them, they made them call like their closest loved ones and be like, oh, I'm fucking hitting the road. I'm going up to you know, Darwin or something like that. I'm going into the outback, or oh, like mom, I hate you. Never call me again. Something like that. But like they play the recordings of those phone calls. Like,
the actual ones? No,
not the actual
ones.
Oh
Jesus,
no. But that's the thing, because a lot of the details of this weren't actually known until the film came out, because the producers of the film petitioned to the Australian courts, who had like put like a gag order on it since the 90s. They petitioned to the courts asking to sort of let the details be known, like put them out in the public domain for the sake of the film. And the film came out in 2011, so it was kind of like sealed for like
20 years, yeah,
15, 20 years. So a lot of it is like sort of would have been new knowledge to the public, and it's like it's realistic, so way too realistic, and you know, depressing.
Yeah. Are the fellas still in jail now, are they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I say
Probably.
I can't imagine they're still going.
I can't imagine you could rehabilitate that. I think the kids.
He was 17, wasn't he, or 16 or something?
He was only a kid. Yeah. Like it's all from his perspective, and he was abused, you know. And one of the guys who gets killed is like his rapist and stuff. Yeah. So like. Maybe he's out, you know. I wouldn't be surprised if he's out, but yeah, it's
not a fun time.
They were mad cunts, you know. Just a lot of mad Australians doing their thing.
Yeah, because Australia is super weird, like, because they do have really brutal murderers and stuff in Australia.
Yeah, but the backpacker murders and stuff like that. Ivan Millett, I think his name was, just this crazy guy who went around picking people up and just like killing them for the laugh. You know, just like pure psychopaths.
Yeah.
But like, and the guns are like legal over there as well, obviously, because it's like half it's like farms and stuff like that. So it's really weird, because it's kind of like that American thing, like, you know, the way here serial killers and that kind of violence is just completely alien. And like, you have this idea of like the American serial killer, like Ted Bundy, or like fucking even like Ed Gein, like just like these fucking depraved maniacs, like these deviants who just like kind of operate like under the radar, but at the same time, they're like, people kind of know they're there, that there's something dark underneath it all. Whereas here, you don't really have that. Yeah. Like Australia is not like America at all. It's more like Ireland or Britain. Like, it's basically just like a British colony, and still a British colony, but you still have that combination of like sort of quaint kind of everything's all right kind of like Anglo sensibility mixed with this insane psychopathic like Wild West kind of American thing, which is really weird.
Yeah, it is
very weird combination,
because it is just like groups of people that are just living out in the fucking middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere, yeah.
I said a suburb is over 200 kilometers away from the fucking city.
Yeah.
Which is that's insane. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Obviously, it's not actually like a fucking, you know, Wild West kind of situation, but like they have all these weird stories that you don't hear about, I suppose, in Europe these days.
Yeah, because like Australian films, you don't really see much of them. There's a few, but like.
Yeah, because it's only 20 million people, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a lot of people that live over there, but it's like such a huge place.
It's massive, man.
You know?
It's a very, very big place.
Very large country over there.
Hot take, I know, but Australia is pretty big.
Australia is big.
Russia's also pretty big.
Yeah.
Tell you what's small.
What's small?
Japan's pretty small, but it's highly fucking dense.
Japan's another crazy place.
Yeah, another crazy place filled with fucking regressed people.
Yeah.
Because they had like mad shit, like in was it the 90s and 80s and stuff, like that whole cultural thing where like just the work, the office man and stuff like that. That's why Hello Kitty got huge.
Why?
Because with the office jobs in Japan, super fucking bleak and depressing, and you never really moved up in the corporation and stuff like that. So Hello Kitty got massive because people were buying like Hello Kitty pencils and shit and just putting it on their desk just to provide a bit of fucking color to their desk.
Yeah.
That's why Hello Kitty got huge.
Because they were so depressed.
Yeah, from work.
They had the whole like phenomenon as well where like there's people there who haven't like socialized with anyone for like, it's like a whole phenomenon where people just live in their room and don't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like the problem over there.
Yeah, which is crazy. Like you don't really see that anywhere else.
Yeah,
but
I saw some comparison that was like, because the way they obviously they lost World War II, but they weren't, their government survived. Like they didn't really do anything to their government.
Yeah, the leaders, the people that committed all the horrific war crimes weren't still in government after World War II and stuff like that.
Yeah, they weren't really charged with anything.
Yeah,
it was like I think it was just a tweet or something. Someone saying that like Japan is what would have happened. Japan, like it was like what would Germany look like if the Nazis had continued on? And someone was just like Japan. Like that's literally what happened to Japan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because like
strange place.
What's that fucking? What is that place that the Japanese committed loads of like horrific war crimes in China?
Manchuria or Nanking.
Was it Nanking? Yeah, I think it's Nanking.
The rape of Nanking. Yeah.
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Man, fucking hell. When you look up shit about that, holy fuck.
Yeah, the pictures as well.
Yeah, because they were proud of it as well, and that's one of the things as well. Like Japan, like refused to see anything that they did during World War II as war crimes or anything like that.
Yeah,
which is bonkers. But I watched Cure. Directed by, I can't pronounce his first name, but his second name he's Kurosawa. There's a couple of famous directors called Kurosawa, but he's one of the new ones. He's a great horror director, and I watched his 1997 film, Cure, which is about basically there's like a series of murders going on, but they're all like linked by every person is found with like an X engraved onto them, and then the person who committed the murder is like somewhere close by, but the person never knows that. Like, I don't know what happened. Then they always forget whatever. And we're following the detective trying to figure out what's going on, and then we also follow this man who we don't know who he is, and he has like amnesia. But then we slowly realized, oh shit, he's the murderer. And what he's doing is he's like hypnotizing people to do it. But like that sounds real kooky and like kind of shitty, but it's played off super well by the fact that like the way that like the way that it sets it up is like murders just happen sometimes. Like there's no explanation for it whatsoever, and the person doing it doesn't even know why they're doing it. They're just murdering people, and like that's what this character is. He doesn't really care at all. He's just hypnotizing people to commit these horrific acts, kind of just because he can do it. At least that's what we think. And later on, we find out that he's a psychology student, and he was watching these videos, which was like kind of the occult, learning how to brainwash people. And then like it's like he's performing like these kind of rituals to do it. So it's like something bigger is like channeling through him to commit this awful fucking horrific shit.
Yeah.
And this is probably like genuinely like one of the scariest movies I think I've ever seen. It is incredibly intense throughout the entire film, and the way that the plot like moves along, like you're kind of fed like bits and pieces of like what's going on, and then the violence just like skyrockets up at one stage where someone commits a murder and she fucking peels a dude's face off, and you see it and all, and it's really fucked up.
What's this on?
It was on Mubi. It was on Mubi, and I watched.
The other day.
Yeah, did you see like they just like they kind of cleansed a bit? They got rid of loads.
Yeah,
they
gave loads of warning. I was like, I'm going to watch all this because like everything expired like on when it turned into June. But I didn't watch a single film.
Cure was one of those, and it was Sunday, and I was like, I'm gonna watch this now. I have to watch this now, and it was really really good, really really good. Just the way that it like depicts this kind of unempathetic like
fate.
Not even like
chance.
There's also a thing of like this was always going to happen as well.
Yeah.
There's this kind of like destiny thing where like the detective like at one stage the crazy dude's like, this was always going to happen. You and me we were always going to face off because it's inevitable. Like this was always going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're never given a reason for why he's doing all this stuff. And there's a moment later on in the film, like basically towards the very end of the film, where the murderer and the detective are in this place. and like the way that the serial killer is like describing the place is as if like he's like, this is where we go when insanity, like it's basically like all the insanity and like the madness has manifested into a physical place. And it's like, this is where everyone meets before like you go over the edge, and you're never the same once you leave this place. And it's kind of like you're at the gates of hell.
Yeah.
And it's really well done, really well done. It's super well written. There's a moment where like the serial killer, like the way he's able to hypnotize people is really like, it's kind of cool. Where like he can like he'll like, get a light or whatever, and he'll flick the light. And the moment that like, you know the way like when you look at like running water or like a flame, you kind of lose yourself in the flame first. Or, like,
yeah.
He'll get you with that, and then he hypnotizes you with that.
Uh-huh.
So like he'll like light the lighter or whatever, and the person will like look down at the lighter, and then he'll do something,
yeah,
and he'll hypnotize them in that moment. Where like it's like you constantly have to be on guard, like against around people, and never like, you know, loosen up or whatever. And so, but the reason why the detective is able to kind of like battle this like force is because he's really good at like separating his identities. Where like he's like at home, he's a husband. At work, he's a detective, and everything else doesn't really matter. So he's so focused on the job that like he just slaps the flame out of his hand, and he never gives him a chance to like, you know, hypnotize him or whatever. It's just a great film, honestly. Just, like,
it sounds really good. Yeah,
and even the fact that like Japan as a country with this like this history of just fucking brutality, like.
It is a mad history.
And national pride in that fucking brutality. And then it's just like kind of swept underneath the... Not even swept underneath the rug. It's just kind of like, yeah, we did that and just get on with it.
Yeah.
And never like reconcile whatever. It's like that's like channeling through the fucking villain in the film and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Really well done.
Yeah, it's a whole interesting thing, you know. It's like a parallel universe, you know. Like them and like China and stuff. And Australia. Not really, but like...
yeah, but...
it's like, it's stuff... It's like different like fucking worlds, you know.
Different
like,
cultures and societies.
Yeah,
and stuff
like
proper
that. Different culture, like alien stuff, but also in like cool, in like a different way. You know, like we have to get more into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know, that kind of kick. Like what's going on? What are they doing over there? You know,
what's going on?
What's going on over there? What are they at? You know,
what's
like
happening?
Like obviously Korea is big these days. Korean films. I've meaning to watch Memories of Murder. I still haven't seen that.
Memories of Murder is very good.
I've heard it's amazing, and I was gonna watch one of the days, and I just forgot, but. Stuff like that, you know. Yeah.
See, I think the way with like Korean films, like there's a lot of like Western
it's
shit in it. Yeah, it's like Western. Yeah,
because they're basically a Western colony, like South Korea.
Yeah, which is why they're like are probably more fucking palatable to fucking Western audiences, whatever. Whereas like Japanese films and Chinese films are very different.
Yeah,
but like I think Cure is one that people should check out because like Kurosawa is just like even like the way it's shot, it's really like it's slow, but like everything is purposeful, and the way that the story, like the way it feeds you information, is really fucking smart and really clever. Because at the start you're like, who the fuck is this dude with amnesia? And then there's a moment where you're like, does he have amnesia or is he just like because like the way he's able to like frustrate people and get away with them is that he's just like, who are we talking about, whatever, and it's like, oh, this is you, and he's like, oh, cool, who is that? And like just like repeating things over and over again, and then like he takes it to the flame, then he fucking gets it like that. Yeah, there's something bigger going on channeling through him. Yeah,
they're like what is this guy, rather than like who is he, you know.
Yeah, that's
what's he at?
And even like the fact that like it infects people around him as well, like his insanity infects the people around him to like do shit. And there's a moment where like the psychologist is like, you can't hypnotize people to do something that they wouldn't already do. Yeah. So the fact that he's able to hypnotize people to do these like brutal fucking acts of violence.
Yeah, apparently it's Bong Joon-ho's favorite film.
I can see why, honestly. It's fucking like I would claim it like it's probably the best psychological horror film I've seen. Like psychological like thriller detective thing that I've seen. Yeah. In ages, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds really good. But just the skin peeling.
It's brief and it's brief and the person's already dead.
He's already dead?
They're already dead.
Okay.
So it's not like they're like squirming and shit like that.
Yeah. I can't.
Texas Chainsaw and fucking Rob Zombie has basically fucking numbed me to face like being peeled off.
Man, you watched Martyrs as well, like that was before all this.
Yeah, Martyrs is fucked.
Yeah,
Martyrs
that's what that film is about.
Yeah, Martyrs. Everything else gets skinned.
Yeah,
except for the face.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, but like that, because I didn't want to fucking Snowtown, because I was like, I don't want to watch another fucking brutal murder thing. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah, it's just sad, you know.
You gotta like pace yourself with that shit.
It just pure brings you down. Yeah.
It does. Like, I'm gearing up to. Like next week, I will watch Sallow for like the films we're talking about.
We will.
But like,
that's like sort of, you know,
it's from the 70s as well, so like it's not gonna be. I can't imagine it's gonna be. How graphic and brutal can it be?
Plus, it was written in like the 90s, the 1790s,
Yeah.
by the way. You know, it's old. You know,
Yeah, it's old as shit.
You know, it's fucking really old. I think there's like a distance there. I've seen a few clips of it.
Yeah,
And like the tongue and stuff like that.
there's a lot of eating shit in that movie as well.
Is there?
Yeah,
That's not that. That's different to eating.
eating shit, you know, whatever. Like,
you know, I already watched that for free. You
fucking
know.
babies do that. I see my dog do that.
Yeah. Yeah. The dogs are always at that. Like,
Oh, he's eating shit.
but yeah, no, it'd be
We're
grand.
unnatural.
Yeah, we're the wrong ones here. The dogs have the right idea.
They know what's up.
Yeah, Sallow, that'd be grand. You know, you can't do it too much. You can't overdose on that kind of thing.
No.
And there's an extent where it's stylistic. You know,
Yeah. And yeah. 'Cause, yeah, style is an important thing,
style is huge. Snowtown, there's no style in Snowtown. It's all realistic,
which makes it more fucked
which
up.
is way worse. You know, even though it's not really not that gory at all.
Mm.
But the scene where the gore does happen, it literally put me off my dinner. Like,
Yeah.
you know. But it's not that bad. It's just
Yeah.
like, it actually happened and it's realistic.
Yeah, it's the way that they depict things. Yeah. Because like, I also watched Ichi the Killer this week, which is the opposite effect of that, where it is so... I think Ichi the Killer possibly might be the most violent film I've ever seen.
Yeah,
But it's so
I've heard.
over the top and stylized that like... like if they fucking portrayed the violence in Ichi the Killer as something like Snowtown, that's the most disturbing film ever made.
Yeah.
Honestly, like that's too fucked up. And like Ichi the Killer is banned in loads of places.
Is it?
Yeah. It's banned in Finland and Norway and stuff. Man, I didn't like... Or Sweden. Sweden are fucking mad for banning shit. I never knew that.
Sweden or
Yeah, they're mad for banning shit. They banned E.T.
Why?
because E.T. Basically told kids that like adults are your enemy.
That's
So they banned it.
that's bizarre. Why?
It's either Sweden or Norway or like one of the fucking
I thought
countries.
Scandinavian countries had it all figured out.
No.
You know? Whoa, we need to be more like Sweden, man. So banning ET.
Yeah, they banned E.T.
They banned ET, bro. I'd rather be fucking, you know, anything else.
Yeah.
Not ET.
Yeah,
Don't take away ET.
E.T. and Ichi the Killer, the two things that are
Yeah.
But
That's a deal breaker.
Ichi the Killer's directed by Takashi Miike.
Yeah.
I've seen his film Audition, which is like touted as like I have it over there in Blu-ray. Is like touted as like one of the most disturbing movies of all time. And like Audition is like fucking completely fucking standard movie where you're like there's something weird going on, and then the last like 15 minutes there's like hyper fucking violence and it's really fucked up. But like up until that point, it's fine. Whereas Ichi the Killer is like the complete opposite, where it is violence all the way fucking through. Like, but like super over the top stylized violence. Like the main thing that's going on is a mob boss or a Yakuza boss has gone missing. The Yakuza bro. He's gone missing.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find out where he is, whatever. And so like his enforcer is trying to find him and he's torturing people. And like the most famous scene in Ichi the Killer is where this dude is being hung up in hooks and he's like face down but he's suspended with hooks in his back and shit like that. You know that suspension shit?
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
people actually do that for like pleasure and shit.
That's a fetish.
Yeah.
That's a fetish. People do that for like world records as well. But like, how does that work?
I have not, man.
Because people hang like from like buildings or like ever see the ones where like the Guinness World Records like where they're pulling like trucks with their eyelids?
Yeah, man. I don't understand.
How does that work?
I have no idea.
That doesn't make any sense.
I remember seeing it was like a tattoo fixing thing or whatever, and this dude got a massive fucking back piece to fix whatever the fuck he had, and he fell asleep, and they're like, how the fuck did you fall asleep during a massive back tattoo? And he's like, or maybe it was somewhere else, I can't remember, it was somewhere fucking painful where he got the tattoo.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I like suspend myself on hooks and shit like that, like this is fine.
All right,
It's like, all right, bro, chill the fuck out.
Please leave.
Yeah, because I imagine like at that stage that's just so painful that your body just fucking ignores it.
Yeah, it's like, you know, the way you can pick up a cat like that,
Yeah.
to have that thing. Obviously, like, that's built into their thing, but like it is just a bunch of skin. But like, how does
And
it?
muscle. The
Yeah,
muscle's what they clamp into.
is it?
Yeah.
Is it the muscle?
Yeah, they clamp into the muscle as well with that shit. Mm-hmm.
Is that not really bad for your bones, no? It's like pulling on your skeleton and all.
Yeah. Like, yeah, because you cause a gap, but like that's why it's so excruciatingly painful, but then it just goes away.
Oh,
Because
Jesus.
it's not just you can't hold yourself up by your skin, but
Yeah,
your
that's what I was
muscle
thinking.
can fucking
How
can
do they do
hold
with
it.
the eyelids then?
I have no idea. But anyway, this bro is there fucking being suspended and he's
Yeah.
being tortured or whatever, and it's really fucked up and it's really violent. But then the rest of the film is just like equally as violent, but not as like squeamish as that.
This is a really
Like-
squeamish episode.
Yeah, we call this episode the Squeam,
Yeah, Squeam 4.
the Squeaming. But like it's so stylized and so over the top and like ridiculous that it's fine. And there's like two extremes in the film where the Yakuza enforcer, can't remember his name, but he's not Ichi, by the way. Ichi's some other dude, but he's a complete fucking masochist. Like he fucking, the reason why he wants to find his Yakuza boss so much is because he like was in love with the Yakuza boss, because the Yakuza boss would kick the shit out of him, and he found major enjoyment out of that. And but then the opposite side is Ichi, where Ichi's a complete fucking sadist and like can't handle any pain on himself, but inflicts massive amounts of like harm and violence upon other people.
It's like a perfect couple.
The perfect match. Like the way that this film, I don't even remember this now. 'Cause the way that this film starts, right, is Ichi is watching a fucking pimp kicking the shit out of like one of his girls, and then he starts to rape her, and Ichi's watching this, and your man comes out and like Ichi's gone or whatever, but he steps in a fucking pile of cum that Ichi fucking left, and the opening titles play out in the cum, like from the cum.
Wait, it's Ichi's cum.
It's Ichi's cum, but like it's like out of the cum emerged the words "Ichi the Killer" and the opening credits roll. So you're just like, oh, okay, so I'm really not meant to take this film seriously at all, because like if you hear most disturbing film of all time and you look up images of this film, you're gonna see some fucking brutal shit, but like the shots don't portray like how fucking ludicrous the film actually is.
Yeah, they don't show you the puddle of cum.
No, they never show you the puddle of cum.
The joke.
They always hide away from the cum. Maybe we call this episode "Cum Town."
Cum Town.
But so like that's the two forces that are playing out in this. And Ichi is like the biggest fucking incel ever. Like he hates everyone. Not even he hates everyone. He's really nice, but all of a sudden he'll just snap and he'll turn into a crazed killer. But like will cry during it because he's all psychologically fucked up. And you're never told his full backstory, because like the backstory that you're given is revealed to not be true. Some guy that's like convinced him from a young age that that's what's happened to him, and he's just really fucked up, and he's just being used by this dude to take on the Yakuza. But it's good. Like it is good. It's funny in parts, and it's like so unbelievably violent. Like Takashi Miike is a fucking weirdo. He's a weird man.
Yeah, what else did he do again?
He's done Audition. He's done this. He's done
Did something else as well.
He's done a bunch of shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I think he has like, he's been directing for like 30 years or 25 years, and he's directed over 100 films.
Yeah, because I've heard of him as well. I've never seen any of his films, but like I was read as like Takashi Mike, you know, but like it's Miike. I thought it was like a DJ kind of name, you know. It's like that
DJ Miike.
That was his stage name. Yeah. Takashi Miike. Yeah, he's prolific.
Yeah, like to an insane extent. He has another film called either Citizen Q or Visitor Q, and like it's a family that like are incredibly incestual and like necrophiliacs and like murderers, torturers, but like again, it's like has this like ridiculous, like over the top style to the point where like it's meant to be funny what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, Takashi Miike is a weird fucking dude.
Yeah.
He's directed. Alright, so on his fucking, he's done 13 Assassins, Visitor Q, yeah. One Missed Call. You know that fucking... You remember that film, One Missed Call? It has Jessica Alba in it, the American remake.
The one where he's in the attic.
I'm going to say yes.
Where
I
it's
don't know.
it's the whole urban legend thing where
Yeah.
it's like, there's someone, or the call is coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Man, I used to shit my pants whenever that fucking story came up.
Man,
That terrified me.
it's so scary.
I remember they had that DVD. Remember Dolan's. I remember they used to sell DVDs and they had that DVD, and I was like so afraid of, like, just at the picture. I was like, oh my god, I can't even look at that thing.
God, Takashi Miike's directed so fucking much. Like a ridiculous amount
Wait,
of
he
things.
directed that, the one with Jessica Alba?
No, he directed the original one. Wait.
That sounds...
Wait, no, wait. No, I don't think Jessica Alba's in that one. I think she's in The Eye. With the One Missed Call.
The Eye, yeah.
One Missed Call has been remade in America, and it's apparently fucking awful.
Yeah, this one. Is it?
Yes, that one.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be a different thing. But yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, Takashi Miike is a weirdo.
Fuck.
Ichi the Killer is pretty good. It doesn't really like... Because I was reading about like its themes and stuff like that, and they're like, oh yeah, it's about like how like we deal with violence in society or whatever. I was like, this is bollocks. Like, that's not fucking... Like, it's not really true. Like,
Yeah.
Because like the way that he promoted the film as well was that it was shown at TIFF, and he provided barf bags and shit like that for people, like when they came in and stuff like that. This is also a film that there's multiple cuts of it as well. There's like the original version I saw somewhere was 2 hours and 19 minutes. But then I looked that up and I couldn't. I saw that somewhere, and then I tried to confirm it, but I couldn't find any confirmation of it. So I think that the 2 hour and 9 minute is the proper cut of it.
Yeah.
And Shudder has that. Which is because the Devils, I didn't realize that the Devils, the one that we watched, isn't the original version.
Yeah.
There's loads of shit cut out of that.
Yeah, the Devils is grows on me by the day.
Yeah, man. The more
I was thinking about that in the bus. I was like, why am I thinking about the Devils? You know, that was such a... How did you find out about that again? That was such a find.
How did I find it? I don't know.
Yeah, because you just brought it up one week.
I can't
It's
remember.
actually an amazing film.
It's an amazing film.
Yeah,
I think.
but yeah, the cut is like, it's fucked up.
Yeah, because
That's like a holy grail kind of thing.
oh yeah,
If you
man.
found that.
I don't know if you. I don't, because Warner Brothers refused to fucking share. I don't know how I came across that
Yeah,
film, but
so it must be amazing then.
well,
Or maybe they're leading up to like some like crazy Criterion release.
do you know what the fucking what one of the things that is cut out of the Devils is?
What?
Like at the end of the film, like after my man's been fucking burnt at the stake, the crazed nun takes his femur and fucking masturbates with it,
Ah,
and that was cut out of it.
yeah, understandable.
And there's also an orgy scene, but like it's referred to as the rape of Christ scene.
I think that was in it, wasn't it?
No, that was cut out.
Well, there was one where they're dancing around Christ and like sort of like pole dancing.
Oh,
around it.
they start using them apparently.
Yeah. Well,
like-
because like they say that in the film as well. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, like she masturbates or like stuff like that. But I don't know. It's not shown, obviously.
There's like the version that we watched. There's like 5 minutes. There's like 5 to 9 minutes cut out of the version that we
It's throughout the film.
that we watched. So like I can only imagine that the femur scene and the rape of Christ scene, they must be like proper like show shit in it.
Yeah. Well, like, would they actually be like
I don't know.
unsimulated?
I don't
Vanessa
know.
Redgrave
Like-
masturbating with a bone.
No idea.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, either way,
Either way, it's still a fucking extreme intense movie.
Either way, I'd pay to see that.
Yeah.
I'd pay a lot of money. Or
I'd
like,
love to find.
I'd pay like 80 quid.
I've been trying to find online like the original cut, and like I can't see it.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Don't know.
We'll find out.
I have to find. We'll
We'll
fucking-
campaign. We'll start a campaign.
We'll just buy the fucking original reel.
We'll buy the rights.
Yeah.
Remake it.
Release the devil cut.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else you been watching?
I also watched Wake and Fright, which is another Australian film, and it's one of the great Australian films of all time. It's like it's kind of like a cult classic, but it's also one of those things where it's like, obviously Australia doesn't have a massive indigenous industry
Mhm.
itself, so it's like it's one of those flagship films. I remember I first found out about it maybe like 10-ish years ago, maybe over 10 years ago, I read an In-Flight magazine article, and it was about this film called Wake and Fright, and had like full page spreads and stuff. I remember reading. It was a pretty long article. I just remember reading about it and be like, oh, I have to see this film. Like,
remember Flying?
Yeah, I remember Flights. Yeah, I remember reading the magazines. I love reading the In-Flight magazine. But like I remember reading about it, and I was just like, oh, I have to see it. This looks like sounds amazing. But it's like it's sort of like it's perceived or sort of talked about as a horror film, but it's not. You know, it's not scary. It is scary, but it's not about like supernatural stuff.
Yeah,
there's no killers involved. There's no real death. It's like a psychological. It's not even a thriller, like, you know, because there's no real stakes. It's like the Wicker Man in the Outback or something like that, but there's no folk horror.
Yeah,
you know?
It's
like it's really weird because like when I read that article, I had this impression. It was like this is like this mad fucked up Australian horror film like set in the Outback, like, you know, blazing hot sun, and like it's him versus the kangaroos or something like that, you know. But it's not like that at all, because it's about this guy, this sort of middle class teacher, and as part of his education as a teacher, he's like signed a bond with the Australian government to go teach at a like this fucking head school out in the middle of the Outback, in the middle of nowhere and stuff like that. And the film opens on the Christmas holidays, and like he lets all the kids out, and so he has to get his flight back to Sydney. And like there's fucking nothing around, so he has to like hitch a ride on like this hillbilly on like the back of his truck or whatever.
Never a good shout.
yeah. But like that's the thing. Like you think like there's so many parts where you can go like, oh, this is gonna, you know,
escalate.
Yeah, it's gonna turn into blood. Like there's so many parts throughout the film where like this is gonna turn into a bloodbath, or like he's gonna wander into something that he shouldn't. And he does, but like it's not what you'd expect. But like he hitches the ride to a place called Boone the Yabba or something like that. They call it the Yabba. Like, you like the Yabba, you'll love the Yabba, lad. You know, and like the accents are just great, because like they all have pure Aussie accents, like hillbilly kind of thing, like hill people, and like they're just like they're always drinking. Drink is a huge thing, you know. If I was to put this film into a box, I'd say alco horror.
Yeah.
You know,
alcohol. That's
you
a good one.
Yeah, fun.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Because it's literally about a lot of it is alcohol, but like all the Aussie characters, or all the characters pretty much except for your man John, the teacher, have like these really thick Aussie accents, and he's like a middle class kind of fucking blow-in who's only there to teach. You know, dropped in by the government, and he's like sort of like a middle. Like there's like this transatlantic kind of accent, like an English accent. Like he doesn't sound Australian at all, and he actually isn't. He was an English guy. But so he's just like one of these like fucking uptight, you know, wears a suit everywhere. He has an English accent, and he's surrounded by these Australians who are just pure lads.
The Australian lad.
Yeah, they're just they're drinking Fosters, and like he goes into he's in Boone the Yabba, and like he's staying for the night, and he befriends the sheriff, and he ends up getting like caught up into this like all night drinking session in a pub, in like a lock-in kind of thing. And like he's supposed to have his flight the next day, and he has his money to get on the flight and his suitcases and all, but things spiral out of control in the pub, because there's like this mad drinking culture where they all just buy each other drinks, and he gets fucked like really quickly. Because
Australia does have that, doesn't it? Like they have a really bad alcohol problem.
Yeah, it's what they got from Ireland probably, you know, or like fucking North England, you know. Yeah, they're mad over there for the drink, and they have like a serious problem with that, because like especially out there in the Outback, you've nothing to do. Yeah, you know, I suppose they had literally nothing to do,
but drink.
And you know, and he gets caught up into this fucking drinking game, and they have a gambling thing. It's like it's this thing, I think it's called 2-Up, where they get like 2 pennies, and they toss them in the air, and like if it's 2 heads. It's either 2 heads or 2 tails, and like people bet like which is going to be, and they make loads of money. And he gets caught up into this gambling thing, which is always a bad idea, you know, when you're drinking.
Never gamble.
Never gamble when you're drinking. Never gamble in general, but like when you're drinking, it's way worse. And he gets he basically he doubles his money, or no, he quadruples his money. He goes from like 200 to 400 to 800, and he goes back to his hotel room, and he's like, one more, because he's slaughtered, you know. And he goes back, and obviously he loses everything, and he's penniless. And and he like falls in with all these like random kind of all the hill people, like these people who just like their life is like the exact opposite of his. Like he has this idea, like he describes his reason for being there is like, I'm a slave. I work for the government. I like they made me come here. Like I'm an indentured servant. But like everyone around him is like they live there. Like that's their life. Like that's where they live. Like that's their home. And Donald Pleasance is in this film. Like, you know, Loomis from Halloween. He's in it. He's this guy called Doc.
When did this film come out?
71.
Oh, okay, yeah,
1971.
Cool. Yeah,
it's mad old.
Yeah.
But he's in this film. He's this character called Doc who John runs into, and he's kind of like, it's kind of like a fucking camaraderie or whatever. Like he takes him under his wing. And the whole thing, like, it's mainly about that kind of dynamic between John and this guy Doc, because John obviously just wants to get the fuck out of there, but he's kind of being like pulled back by like, he's literally high the entire time. Like he's under the influence of alcohol constantly.
Yeah.
It's like that's the only reason he's still there. Like he wouldn't.
Like Midsummer drink.
Yeah. Because he's this like straight edge kind of like, you know, city slicker kind of character, but like drink is his down. Drink makes him sort of loosen up. Yeah. And like sort of he's like reclaimed by the primal urges that sort of you know, have domain over everyone else around him. So he's just the same as the rest of them. After a few drinks, basically, it's basically the point of the film. Yeah. But like Doc lays it out. He has like this little monologue when they like just shortly after they first meet. He's talking about how like just sort of being against or not having pretensions about yourself, and he's like, oh, we all live here. Like you can't hate it here because you can't hate your life. You know. Yeah. If you're gonna live here, you might as well be proud of it. You might as well love it. You know. It's like that kind of like parochial kind of thing where they just. Like people, no matter how shit your local area is, like, or like how much like you might hate the people around you, you're still gonna be proud about it. Yeah. You know, it's just that kind of like instinctual thing. And like there's a scene in like the lock-in where it's something about nationalism where they have like a minute silence for what you call it? You know, the fucking poppies. Yes. It's they stand up and like this fucking. God save the Queen, and they're like, lest we forget, like out of nowhere.
Do Australia still do that? Do they still wear do they wear the poppies and stuff like that in Australia?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. They're mad Brits over there. You know, they still have the Queen as the head of state. You know.
Yeah, sure. Canada still does, or they don't anymore, do they?
Yeah, Canada do. Yeah, but Australia has still had the British flag on their flag. You know? It's sad. It's pathetic. Yeah. But like it's like that kind
of. Move on.
Yeah, it's like that kind of parochial thing where they don't know why they have an allegiance to it, but they just do. Yeah. And they're in the middle of this kind of like mad kind of. Hedonistic orgy where they're all gambling and drinking and like fighting and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden it's a minute silence and they're like, lest we forget, like the
people that have fallen,
the people that have fallen in this war that were, you know, none of us saw, you know. Yeah. And but yeah, Donald Pleasance or Doc is like sort of explaining all that stuff and just sort of contrasting against your man John, and they have this whole thing where they go off with like these other fucking yahoos and they're off hunting kangaroos.
Yahoos is such a great term.
Yeah, the hillbillies, and they're off hunting kangaroos, which is all unsimulated. It's real footage of a kangaroo hunt, which apparently also got out of hand as they were shooting it, because it's shot kind of documentary style. And the crew that were like filming it, they're out with like these actual locals who were just hunting kangaroos as they do. But the shoot lasted like nearly all day. Like they just refused to stop.
Jesus,
the crew, and they're like the crew had to like sort of orchestrate this power outage just to get them to stop and like, to head back to the hotel or whatever. And that's the thing in the film as well, because like John's out there with them shooting kangaroos, but the entire time he has his conscience about it. He's like this is terrible. Like they're shooting like little joeys that are just like wounded or like, you know, like beating them in with the butts of their guns, but they don't even use the meat. Like they're just killing these animals.
It's just something to do.
Yeah, just for fun. Yeah. You know? And John gets a shot at a fox at one point, and he's like, "Oh, I got it! Like I got it!" And he's running off to get it, and they're all like, "What the fuck are you doing, mate?" It's like who cares? It's like have a beer, you know? It's like
you're just shooting.
He killed it, but like that's like it's not about that. It's just about shooting. It's just about killing something for no reason. Yeah. You know, they're all
asserting your dominance.
Yeah, over the landscape or the wildlife and stuff like that. It's all about just sort of keeping yourself busy with your immediate surroundings. Just do whatever you think.
Imagine living somewhere where the only thing you can do is just kill, and like that's how you pass time.
Yeah, and drink. Yeah. And the entire time, obviously, John's like, this is really bad out, and like, this is a bad situation. I need to get home. But, you know, after a few drinks, he's the same as everyone else.
Yeah.
You know, and like, that's the nut of it. That's the rub there, you know, because he is just the same. He just has sort of notions about it. And there's like a thing at the end where he gets, you know, really, really bad, and him and Doc have like sort of like a sexual experience, and he wakes up and he's like, you know, like, this is the most horrible thing I've seen yet, you know. And
another man's penis.
Yeah. And that's like coming into it as well, like sort of like desire, like this sort of subconscious thing, because like he's always thinking about his girlfriend back in Sydney, but at the same time he has this gay experience with this fucking hillbilly doctor, alcoholic, who lives in a shack out in the middle of the outback, and he has to like reconcile.
I mean, I'd be into that, honestly. Like, that sounds hot. And he's sweaty in the outback.
Yeah. And he's just like reconciling that, and obviously he can't if he's like still stuck in that mindset, that city mindset of everything having sort of like its place, everything sort of being like sort of like ossified, you know. You know, but at the same time, it's not glorifying like the way those people live and stuff like that, or the way the characters live. But it's a very the ending's pretty good as well. But
that sounds really, really good.
It's an interesting film, really interesting film. You know, worth watching. Yeah, because it's only like an hour and 20 minutes or something.
Beautiful.
And it's amazingly shot as well. It's really colourful, and it's like proper outback scenery. Like that's an amazing. I'd love to go to Australia just to see like the scenery and the landscape and stuff like that.
Yeah, because man, like anytime I think of like the outback, whatever, I just imagine fucking deserts. But that's not what Australia's like. It's all fucking. Do they have like jungles and shit in Australia? Is what I'm asking, or do they actually? Is it all just like kind of deserts and shit?
Nah, I think it's just mainly desert. Yeah,
that's crazy.
A lot of it's just deserts, like ranches and stuff. You know, but they're just like sort of stranded out there.
Yeah. Do you ever heard about the sorry, just when you were talking about the kangaroos, have you ever heard about the emu wars?
Yeah, the emu war. Yeah, they lost.
They lost.
You know,
I think it's the only war that Australia has ever had.
Yeah.
Besides, you know, slaughtering indigenous people, but like,
yeah,
like the emus, but they fought a fucking ton of emus and they lost.
Yeah, they're trying to exterminate them, and they're still going. They're still doing their thing, you know. Like, yeah, they've emus like roaming about in the countryside.
These
Imagine
fucking
that.
Man, they got Did they have? They don't have ostriches.
I don't know. I think that's an African thing, but emus are basically ostriches.
Yeah, emus are fucking massive as well.
Yeah, they're just, aren't they? Like, they look the exact same. But yeah, like, it's crazy. It's one of those things where like, there's a reason it was never really populated, because it's somewhere like where humans just never have really.
It's crazy.
I've never really done well, you know. Just like a desert, and like. You know, there's nothing really there, but like you just have sort of the coastal areas where people live, and like what's in the center you don't know, and that's the whole thing with the film. It's just like it's because you feel like you're trapped, even though it's like this massive open space. It's like a Texas Chainsaw kind of vibe. And like it's like there's like a really like obscure sense of time, you know, like the days kind of fade into each other, and there's no sense that like there's an end to it.
Yeah, it's like one really long day or something.
Yeah, or that there's even like a beginning. Like these people have always just sort of been here.
Yeah, it's like you've been lost in a time loop.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
In the outback.
That actually sounds really, really good.
Yeah, I'd love to go to Australia.
I don't really know like much about like Australian history, but I am assuming then that like with the indigenous people in Australia that they just like, you know, when the Brits got there, they just forced all the indigenous people into the outback.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
I'm assuming that's what they did.
But they knew how to survive the outback, you know.
Yeah.
But at the same time, obviously, they weren't too good at it, because obviously they, you know. You can't.
Yeah, you can't.
Because there's nothing to grow. You can't really, like. I think the Aboriginals were like the last people to adopt like agriculture or something like that, because you can't really grow anything out there.
Yeah.
Like you can't really have farms, so you know it's just a bizarre kind of place. Yeah, you know, I just, you know, feel mystified. It's like a fucking mystery out there. I just want to see it.
It's also strange because you got fucking New Zealand like just like quotation marks just beside it.
Yeah.
And New Zealand's like all fucking luscious green and shit.
Yeah, all the lads, and Tasmania and stuff. Tasmania is like the same climate as Ireland, you know.
That's wild.
But it's, you know, across the water you have all the lads. It's just like the fucking Sahara, you know, just inland. Yeah, very weird times out there. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah,
it was on movie as well, but it's gone now.
Yeah, movie got rid of loads. I'm assuming therefore that they're gonna add on a load of shit now.
Yeah, you know they will.
I'm assuming so.
Come on,
because
lads.
there's a few like Parchan and Wook films I want to watch that are leaving movie soon. They're like, you know, the Vengeance trilogy with the old boy.
Yeah.
There's 2 of those that are on movie. Not an Irish movie, on some other movie. I think it's French. I have to watch them. But yeah, no, movie's good. Movie's very, very good.
Yeah,
And
recommend.
It's great for this type of shit where, like, it literally just... I think Scorsese said that about movie. He was like, it's great for just introducing people to, like, just different sides of cinema and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what it's there for.
Yeah, it's stuff you don't hear about. You know, you're not gonna hear about it or see it. But then you click on the movie and it's like it's there in the menu. You know.
Yeah.
We should get paid. We do this like every 2 episodes.
Man, yeah, we just fucking rave about how good movie is.
Yeah.
Because it is just like... Because with Cure, I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's in the movie, like, top 100 or whatever. And I was like, it's going to leave in 2 days. Why not just fucking watch it? I'm like, that's literally one of the best films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
They're good. They're good shit.
Good lads.
We go for a quick little break.
Aye.
And we're back from the break. That nice little smoke break. Hey, man. Or they revive you.
They revive you, they do.
They reset the podcast mind.
They refill the jism in our souls.
I regret drinking as you said that. Yeah. I watched fucking The Raid this week.
The Raid.
Have you seen The Raid?
No. I've watched. My dad likes it.
Yeah, The Raid is like the ultimate dad movie. I watched it with my dad on Friday. Raid's unreal. Raid's probably my favorite action movie of the 2000s. Oh, actually, no, maybe Mad Max.
Yeah.
Fury Road, another Aussie, but The Raid is definitely up there. Raid's amazing. Raid's just so intense.
Yeah, where was it made?
Man, I always want to say fucking
China.
I always want to say Indonesia or like Malaysia.
Yeah,
but
it was.
I'm pretty sure
It was like Southeast Asia, wasn't it?
Oh no, Indonesia. Oh yeah, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Directed by Gareth Evans.
Is that the Godzilla guy?
I think it is.
Is it?
He's directed loads of stuff. He directed Apostle. Actually, that fucking that I was telling you about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's just directed Apostle and like The Raid 1 and 2. But yeah, like The Raid's kind of a classic at this stage. You know, I don't really have much to fucking say about it. Just the fact that like it's an amazing action movie. It's so I think like one of the best fight scenes in any film is where like the main character is like running away from these 4 dudes that are chasing him with machetes, and he runs into a hallway, and like everywhere is blocked off, and he turns around and he just has to take on the 4 dudes with machetes. Amazing! It's so fucking well done, so intense. The action's well directed. Everything about it is great. And then The Raid 2 is arguably better. Like for some people, it's better.
For it's better, yeah.
Because it actually has like a story. Like, and it's also half an hour longer and has an actual story. Where The Raid is just self-contained and stays intense all the way through. Great action though, very good film. Gareth Evans though, he directed fucking Gangs of London, which is a fucking TV show I watched last year. Which the first episode was pretty good, like pretty good. Has a really good action scene, like The Raid has this moment where like it's this guy in London, and he's walking and he has to try and capture someone that's like after it's running away from whatever, and he walks into a bar, and everyone's brawling in the bar or whatever, and he's just like, oh fuck's sake, and he like cracks his shoulders ever. He's like, alright, let's fucking go, and he just walks through just kicking the shit out of people with fucking darts in his hands. Amazing.
What?
It's unreal. The first episode of Gangs of London is great. Also extremely violent. Really fucking violent. Especially the opening of Gangs of London.
Yeah,
the rest of the show, man, is shite. Like honestly, the fucking nothing. No, like it peaks so fucking hard in the first episode, and it's downhill from there.
Does he direct the rest of it though?
He does. Yeah, He created the show. Well, there's like actually, I think the guy that directed fucking Martyrs or something directed one episode of it, or like.
The director of Martyrs.
Someone that directed
French Extremity.
Someone that directed something really fucking gory and really violent directed one episode because there's like a torture scene in it, and they got him in for it. But it's not like it's a pretty bad torture scene. But like it's like nails and shit being pulled out. But like standard shit.
That's harsh though.
But yeah, I can't remember who it was. Someone that directed something really fucked up. But yeah, The Raid's really good. Everyone should watch The Raid. Pretty sure most people have The Raid. Bergazzi, this one was for you, bro.
It's going out to Sean Bergazzi.
If you're still listening, doubt you're listening to this stage, but
it only took what, 5 months?
Yeah, it only took, I think it's even longer than that.
Yeah, it probably is. Well, you got around to it though.
We were nearly a year later, actually. So
Yeah, actually, yeah. Well, it just goes to show if you recommend something, we will get around to it.
We'll eventually get to it.
Yeah.
Paddy will eventually get to that film that you recommended us.
Yeah, Dark of the Sun or whatever.
I do want to watch that film. That looks pretty
so
good.
do I, yeah.
Maybe next episode. Maybe a year from now. Who knows?
Yeah. We'll get to it.
We'll get to
we
it.
have a list.
The list is long. The recommendations have been coming in.
Yeah, they've been flooding
Flooding in hard and fast. Although we will get to it because we watched Bundle Loaf. So.
Yeah, true, yeah.
But yeah, no. Raid, pretty good. Tell you what's not pretty good, though. 3 from Hell.
I thought this was supposed to be amazing.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not, no. How does it rank in the zombieverse? This is Rob Zombie as well, isn't it?
This is the newest Rob Zombie film. It's his 2019 film. A sequel of The Devil's Rejects. Now, at the end of The Devil's Rejects, I thought, I didn't think the fucking trio die at the end of The Devil's Rejects. But 3 from Hell immediately starts with no, they actually survived all those fucking bullets, and they've just been in prison for a couple of years, and then they escape, and then they go on another rampage, killing loads of people. But I have come to the realization that everything post The Devil's Rejects, I have not enjoyed any of it from Rob Zombie. Literally none of it. This is boring and shit. Not even, I don't want to say it's shit, but it's just boring and repetitive, and there's no tension whatsoever in the film. In The Devil's Rejects, there is something underneath the hood going on in terms of police brutality and stuff like that. But that is completely absent in 3 from Hell, and it's literally just a trio going through. The only one of the sad aspects of 3 from Hell is Sid Haig, who was Captain Spaulding. He's the clown dude of the trio. He's in House of Thousand Corpses, and he's also in Devil's Rejects. He was too sick to be in 3 from Hell, and he died I think a week or 2 after the film came out.
Oh jeez. So
he's not in the film. So what they did was instead is Rob Zombie pulled in the actor of Doomhead to be from 31, and he got him into this one.
Isn't he rubbish though?
Well, he's not Doomhead in this one. He's he's just another brother. He's literally just someone that has never been mentioned before, and it's oh yeah, he's actually their brother.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So he feels completely out of place to me.
One of them. It's never good when they replace an actor. Has it ever worked? I don't know. I don't think it has.
No, not really. Especially when it's an iconic trio like The Devil's Rejects.
Yeah.
And then they're oh yeah, 3 from Hell, but it's not the Devil's Rejects trio. It's a different trio.
Yeah, fuck that.
And it's just a kind of boring film because at a certain stage I was just kind of waiting for it to end.
Yeah, that's not a good sign. It's not a good sign.
It's not a good movie.
What's it about?
Okay, so it starts off and it's a montage just catching you up over what's happened over the couple of years, and Baby and Otis have been in prison. Captain Spaulding was given the death penalty. And
Jesus,
that's
no subtext at all.
No subtext. Maybe Rob Zombie shouldn't have done that. I don't know.
Yeah, your man died.
Your man actually died in real life, but I don't know. Maybe there's some. But I don't know.
Maybe that's hardcore.
I don't know, because I don't know. He died two weeks after the film came out. So maybe Rob Zombie didn't think he was gonna die.
Maybe it's part of the promotion material for the film. Maybe he's still alive.
I don't know. Sid Haig, he's great though. R.I.P. Sid Haig. But so Captain Spaulding's been killed, and Otis escapes prison, and then he captures what's the word I'm looking for? Head of the prison.
The warden.
The warden. He captures the warden and his family, and he's you go off and you fucking get Baby out, and then we'll leave you alone, whatever. And they don't. They kill them all, and then they fuck off to Mexico. But half the film is up until half the film is a montage of what's going on, and there's an interesting thing in that where it's showing how people have fallen in love with these murderers. They're no, the 3 from Hell, the Devil's Rejects, they're the they didn't do anything. This is all bullshit. This is a cover up for something bigger that the government's doing or whatever. And it's in the 70s and the 80s, and it's something's going on there or whatever.
Paranoia, yeah.
And there's a thing of like, falling in love with serial killers and like, murderers and like
romanticizing
them and violence stuff like that. But it's like, Rob Zombie, you've been doing this your entire fucking career. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You literally humanized Michael Myers. Like, what? Like, you are guilty of this.
Yeah, death penalty for you, Rob Zombie.
So, yeah, like, it's just this weird fucking thing where it's like, Michael Myers, the epitome of evil, literally evil incarnate, and you humanized him, and now in Tree from Hell, you're like, it's bad to fucking, romanticize and like, humanize murderers and like, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, maybe you've matured. Maybe you matured because this is like 10 years after.
Yeah, what age is he now? 60 or something?
I think he's 59.
He's not that old.
Yeah, so he's still going. Like, he still has maybe a few more films in him.
Ah, yeah.
He wants to make a film about hockey, which I'd be into, man. I'm just...
A horror hockey film?
No, just like a drama about a hockey movie. Or a hockey film.
They already made that. Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, why try and beat perfection, Rob? You tried to make like a film like The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is, perfect horror.
Perfect.
Why are you going after a perfect fucking hockey movie?
Yeah, perfect hockey movie,
But like... At this stage, like, he hasn't done anything outside of horror. So, Rob Zombie, if you're listening to this, please, for the love of God, try and do something different. Do something that's not horror. That's all I'm asking. Because, like, it's not, it's done. It's not entertaining. It's boring. And, like, the violence in this is, like, cut down as well. I don't know. It's hard to talk about because I have no real thoughts in this film because it's just...
And this is the end of the road.
I have one more film left.
Another what's it called?
Lords of Salem, which is
that's his best, isn't it?
Yeah, apparently I don't know. People like House of Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects more, but Lords of Salem is a different kind of movie. It's not like
about witches.
It's about witches.
Yeah.
Like every one of his films is like a grindhouse, schlocky murder torture film. Lords of Salem is a like a spooky horror film, I think.
All right, yeah.
So, it's something different.
Yeah. That'll be interesting to investigate.
Yeah.
So
then anyway, like Otis and Doomhead, can't remember the fucking character's name, like get baby out, and then they slaughter the entire family, and then they go off to a motel, and then they fuck off to Mexico. And when they're in Mexico, remember I was talking about the small person that had a swastika and all tattooed onto him and fucking 31? That actor shows up in this film as well.
Still have a swastika?
No, this time he's just Mexican. So, like, they're all hanging out there or whatever, and then the guy that's, like, running the brothel place that they're in, like, rings the son of someone that they've already killed, and then he comes in with his cartel and tries to kill them, and then they just murder the shit out of all of them, and then the film literally ends with the three of them like walking away, and it's just like there's no arc, there's nothing in the film. It is pure like just violence happening on screen with no meaning, nothing going on in the film. Like that whole shit like about like romanticizing serial killers, whatever, dropped immediately when the montage ends, and it's no longer a thing. Another thing that I noticed, which is like kind of like I understand why like Rob Zombie does this, because Sherry Moon Zombie is his wife and she plays baby, but like everyone in the film except for like her brothers wants to fuck her. Like everyone
just don't put your wife in the film, like.
But so not only does everyone want to fuck her, like there's fucking prison guards, so there's like a vague thing like, oh, do the female prison guards also want to fuck her? Like Otis and her, like the other dude, whatever, like they have this mad night of drinking or whatever, and the two of them wake up with women beside them because they've obviously had sex with them. Baby wakes up in a single bedroom by herself, and it's like, Rob, like come on, for fuck's sake.
If you're gonna put her in the film and make her a sex object, Like, why wouldn't you follow through on
Yeah,
that?
why, like,
why'd you have the balls to
yeah,
follow through, Rob?
like Rob just doesn't want his wife to fucking be waking up in a scene like with
Yeah.
with another man or whatever. But it's
You
like,
just want to get cooked on camera.
come on,
Just
Rob,
don't-
for
just
fuck's sake.
Just
Then
don't put her in, like.
yeah, let's like everyone wants to fuck my wife, but no one's allowed to fuck my wife. That's
Yeah.
basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
And it's just like, especially because like Baby as well is really different in this movie. Like in the first two, she's like, it's kind of like this airy, fairy, like kind of whimsical, childlike way that she goes about murdering people or whatever.
Yeah.
But in this one, it is heightened up even further to the point where it's like she's like different character. She's a more extreme version of herself. And it's this weird like progression of the character. Otis is the complete same, but it's way more like now it's actually. I can't believe it's taken 3 movies for me to cop this. He's just fucking Charles Manson, basically. Like he's just a Manson kind of character. There's even a moment where this guy offers him money, and I only know this like clip of Manson talking about this because it's at the start of a Death Grip song, where it's like this clip of an interview where he's like, "Money? Why do I need money? I got all the money in the world. You know, I'm a rock star. I run the underground. I am the king."
Yeah.
And there's a moment where someone offers him like Otis money, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna say like, what do I need money for? I got money. I got all the money in the world. I run things, whatever." And all he says is like, "Why do I need money? I have everything." I was like, well, that's less impactful and cool.
Paraphrased, basically.
Paraphrased, but like
yeah.
worse. Like, you know.
Yeah.
I can't believe Charles Manson is a fucking cooler like fucking figure than your fictional serial killer that's based on or whatever. But like, you know, it's just these things in the film where like it's things that we've already seen before, done worse, less like graphic, less impactful, with less meaning, with no message in the film as a whole, and it's just shit happening. And it's like, yeah, end of the trilogy is now this is now a trilogy, and the end of the trilogy is bad. Like it ends on a fucking boring note, and it's like, there probably will be another one, but who fucking cares? Like it's just gonna be the same thing again.
Yeah. One note.
He's literally a director that like started off with House of Thousand Corpses and Devil Rejects, and it's like this is like different and Grindhouse, and it's like cool or whatever, and never ever reached past that point, and just like relied on that over and over again and tried the same thing over and over again, and it's just boring. It's just not interesting. And I've watched all of his films at this stage except for Lords of Salem, and there's 2 of them that I like.
Yeah, fuck that. You got to develop. You got to keep innovating.
Yeah,
you know, even
try
if
something different.
Even if you're at the top of your game, you know, like he innovated moving from music to movies. So why doesn't he just, you know, maybe he should move on to something else. Maybe start writing books,
TV shows.
Yeah, do TV shows. Yeah, you could probably do one on like, you know, Stars or whatever.
The Stars, right? What do you mean the Stars?
Like, fucking, you know, one of those like low budget HBO Showtime or something like that. You know?
Oh, you mean
they do it? Yeah.
Oh,
like
sorry, you mean
the channel? Like,
yeah, sorry, I don't know what you meant. Yeah.
No, yeah. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. He could do something.
He could, but he won't.
No,
He's too old.
So it doesn't really need to either. You know.
Yeah.
He's kind of made his name in horror.
He's no incentive.
But at this age, I'm just like, why the fuck do people love Rob Zombie so much? Because like, it must purely be for those first 2 films.
Some people love awful things, absolutely terrible things.
Yeah, people do love schlock.
Like, you have to come to terms with the fact some people have just a bad taste.
Especially
terrible
horror
taste.
fans, man. Horror fans are the worst.
Some horror fans are just like, you know, like horror Twitter, or sorry, not horror Twitter, horror Instagram, and like you just see the stuff they put up, and like, wow, this is like how, like, why would you put time into like liking this film? Like, it's not just that they watched it and were like, oh, this is good. It's like they actually like dedicate themselves to it, which is grand. You know, you do your own thing. That's your thing, but why? You know?
Yeah, why is this your thing? Yeah,
it's just like, it's weird.
It's not even enjoyable. Like, this film is like nearly 2 hours long.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no way.
And like there's like a montage of them killing people at the end, and it's just like, yeah, they're just like shooting people, whatever. Sherry Moon Zombie Baby, she's going around with bow and arrow, getting people bow and arrow. Cool, whatever. Yeah, she stars in Lords of Salem as well. So
fucking hell.
But I don't know. She's a pretty good actor as a fucking Baby. Not in this, but in the other 2, she's pretty good. So we'll see how she gets on.
We'll see.
In Lords of Salem, I'm really glad I'm finishing up on this. Like, I was, like, I started it, And I started watching it, whatever. And I was just like, oh, I don't want to watch this, but I'm gonna fucking watch it. But I really don't. I feel like I'm wasting my time because I know I'm not gonna like it. And sure enough, I didn't fucking like it. So
Well, there you go. Just goes to show. Trust your instinct. Trust the gut.
I feel like Lords of Salem could be the one.
It could be.
I want to end. Rob, please don't let me down.
It's going out to you, Rob.
You zombie man.
Or Z.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we leave it at that.
We'll leave it there.
And hop on to some listener questions.
A few questions from the listeners. If you want to ask us a question, get to us at @power_pod on Instagram or on Twitter. Or you can email us at our email address. thepowerpod@gmail.com.
Nice. Our first question is coming in from Liam. And Liam is asking us, what are our thoughts on Amazon buying Bond, the James Bond franchise?
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
And it's the same.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Same old.
big old corporations is owning multi-million-dollar franchises.
Yeah, same old story, you know. I actually saw a tweet just there, literally just there, where it's like Amazon were doing like a promo thing on Twitter, and they got Amazon, like the main account was like, we're ready to make a big announcement. Amazon Music, are you ready for this? And Amazon Music responds, it's like, yeah, we're ready.
Fucking hell.
At Prime Video, any preference there? And then Prime Video responds, at Twitch, what do you think? And then Twitch is like, seems good from here. And then Amazon Shop responds, and then fucking Amazon South Africa responds. Like, they just, and the tweet is just like, these are just slides in the next Amazon antitrust case, which is like, just sort of sums it up. Like, they're way too big.
Amazon particularly.
Yeah, they need to chill out, you know, and they need to be broken up, and they need to be you know, some kind of Nuremberg trial situation. James Bond, James Bond was never that good, to be fair.
Yeah, that's like with Amazon as well. It's just like,
he's gonna be.
Why are you owning fucking James Bond?
He's gonna be an exclusive on Prime, as if I don't know who.
Like, is there people looking for that? There must be.
Is there anyone who would subscribe to Prime because they have fucking, you know, Quantum of Solace or whatever?
God, that movie is so bad.
You know, I doubt it. You know, and like, how much did it cost for them to buy? I don't know, a few billion, wasn't it?
Probably a few billion.
Yeah, it's like, it's bad. But at the same time, what can you expect? Is them and Disney, and who else?
Fucking Sony, Netflix.
Yeah, them, Disney, Netflix, and what's it called? Time Warner. They all need to be broken up.
Yeah.
They need to be smashed into a million pieces and distributed, you know,
amongst the people,
amongst the IFIs of the world, you know.
Because it's like, I don't know, that's a weird one. Like, what is fucking James Bond now going to be a fucking stand-in for like major? Like, he was a stand-in for like British imperialism, and now he's going to be a stand-in for fucking corporate imperialism.
He's going to be American or something. They're going to make him American. And bald.
They fucking would. Yeah, it's going to be Jeff Bezos.
That's why he's bulking up. He wants to be James Bond. You know?
That dude, nah, man. That dude's fucking Lex Luthor.
Yeah. Maybe the boy Superman as well.
That's such a strange. It's like, I don't watch James Bond, so I don't really take notice of it. But like, is James Bond a big, huge franchise? Like, do people care about James Bond?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Well, they make billions, like every film.
Why?
They're good. They're like good, you know.
Yeah.
They're not amazing, but they're good. You know, I liked Skyfall, and what was the last one? I can't remember. The last 2 or 3, I remember I liked them. But
yeah, there's Skyfall. What was the one that came after Skyfall?
Fucking I can't remember.
Spectre.
Spectre was good. I like Spectre.
I literally haven't. I don't think I've ever seen it. The only James Bond film I've ever seen is Quantum of Solace. Maybe that's the reason why I hate James Bond, because the only James Bond film I've seen is fucking Quantum of Solace.
I don't think you like James Bond, really.
I don't think I would either. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like it. Because like, I was like, I remember sitting, I think I've told this on the podcast before, but sitting in the cinema for Tenet, and then James Bond came on. I was like, I don't like James Bond. I turned to Isabel, I was like, I don't like James Bond movies. And then Tenet was a James Bond movie. I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Just don't, Spies, I don't give a shit.
Spies, yeah.
Yeah, I just fucking, do you know what I want? I want to see an accurate fucking spy movie. I want to see a spy movie of CIA causing fucking coups in Latin America.
Where they commit war crimes.
Yeah, where they commit actual fucking war crimes and it's condoned, not glorified.
Yeah.
It's like James Bond's real suave and he gets the lady and he takes down fucking terrorists or whatever fucking bullshit he does.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I want to see him fucking upstage in a fucking leftist government and causing a coup.
Yeah, it's like because he's just a superhero. It's like the Scarlet Pimpernel. Remember he did that? It was like the original. It was a book.
Vaguely.
He was like the original superhero. Batman is kind of based on him. But like the way Batman's obviously this really extremely right wing kind of character. Like Scarlet Pimpernel was a British character that they made up, and his duty or his moral code was to basically kill like French people and stuff like that, like revolutionaries, and like defend the aristocracy. Like that was his
whole shtick.
Yeah, that's he was the good guy. That's why he was the good guy. But he was basically worked for the British state or whatever to kill the baddies, and the baddies were just like fucking the mob in Paris or whatever. Yeah, and stuff like that. It's like, oh, these evil people want rights. They have to be put down. But
no, because I've been watching. I've been finishing off. I Can't Get You Out of My Head. And did you ever finish that off?
I only got halfway in.
Yeah.
Because it's so long.
It's so long and it's so much info being thrown at you.
Yeah, info dump.
But in episode 5, he's talking about like the British intelligence system was at one stage amazing, but they didn't know that the fucking Soviets were about to collapse. They didn't know that was a thing. And they were like, what the fuck? Like, they were like, how the fuck did our intelligence agency not know that this was going to happen? And then, like, just in the 60s and the 50s and 70s and 80s and all, MI5, like, loads of their agents were fucking, like, defecting and turning to fucking Marxists and turning to communists or whatever. And then MI6 just hadn't found any fucking communists for fucking years. They were completely useless. But to hold on to the national idea that, like, no, Britain is still fucking important. We're still a major player. Like, James Bond became the thing. That's the reason why James Bond became so huge. Because, like, oh no, see, we are fucking doing shit. Like, there's James Bond, and he's based off our agents and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the reason why James Bond got so huge. Yeah, and now he's owned by fucking Amazon. It's like,
by the Americans.
There we fucking go. Like, this is how the world works.
Yeah. It's like yeah. Our agents aren't incompetent. They're just riding random women around the world and like getting paid by the Americans.
Too busy getting pussy to realize that the fucking communists are about to fucking collapse.
Yeah, she was the same in the North. Like, they were fighting, like, they had agents all through the IRA, but like they didn't know, like they almost didn't know who was who. And like the agents were obviously like playing along and like planning bombings and stuff. But then like the actual MI5 were like, these guys are like the bad guys, you know. But they did, like, there's almost like they lost track and stuff like that. They're just they kind of lost their groove. Yeah, fuck them. Scumbags.
But Amazon owning Bond, it's just like it's the same thing as fucking Disney buying up another fucking major franchise. Amazed that Disney didn't actually already own Bond. That's actually impressive, considering that they own.
Who owned them? Must have been Time Warner or something.
Yeah, it must have been Warner's.
Yeah.
Or who else is there?
I don't know.
Who's like?
I think that's it.
Because I'm trying to think of like
Sony. I think actually Sony owned Bond or had like some of the rights.
Maybe. I just automatically assumed that like Disney owned the fucking company that owned.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Star Wars and fucking Marvel and everything. Like,
yeah.
They must be the big 3 franchises then?
What?
Marvel, Star Wars, and James Bond.
Marvel, Star Wars. I don't know. DC. Fast and Furious. James Bond only comes out like once every 5 years.
Yeah, but as you said, they're huge though. Fast and Furious is massive as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Who owns that? Warner? Don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it Fox? I feel like it was Fox, but they're owned by Disney now.
Yeah.
But like you see they're going to do a Fast and Furious...
in space?
No, crossover with Jurassic Park.
What?
Yeah. I heard that.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They're going to... The setup is they're gonna have like they're trying to revive Paul Walker, and it goes terribly wrong.
Universal owns Fast and Furious.
Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still going.
Does Sony own James Bond? Yes, they did.
There you go.
Yeah, they did.
Well, there's your answer.
And they also owned MGM as well. I think it's like
MGM. They're owned by Disney.
Multiple. The rights to Daniel Craig. Okay, right. So
the rights to Daniel Craig. That doesn't sound legal.
The Daniel Craig movies were owned by Sony, but the old ones were owned by MGM.
MGM, is that not Disney? No.
Probably.
The juice.
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Yeah. Well, they're all getting crowded out anyway.
Yeah, they're just getting fucking bought up by bigger corporations like Amazon. Like,
Bigger
I feel like
fish.
it's Amazon. Amazon is probably a smaller company than Disney.
Nah, no way. No way. Disney's just media. Amazon is everything.
Amazon is everything.
Deliveries, shop. They have like supermarkets and stuff now.
Yeah. All right, we can move on to our question to the listeners.
Yeah, what's our question to listeners is 2000s comedy films. What ones you like? What are the worst comedies of the 2000s? Does the comedy of the 2000s still hold up?
Yeah, grand.
That's it.
Yeah.
And we have a few.
We actually got a good few responses to this one.
Yeah.
People love this one.
People engaged with this one.
So the first one is from Killian, and Killian is saying Napoleon Dynamite is great and forever will be. 100% agree with that. Napoleon Dynamite. It's like a wholesome gummo. It's just held up.
It's a wholesome gummo.
It is, man. It's just about weirdos just existing on this fucking back ass of nowhere, just vibing with the landscape and just doing their thing, whatever. But succeeding, and it's wholesome. It's funny as well. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Have you not?
No.
I recommend, man. I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember we talked about it back in December.
Yeah, we talked about it. I don't really have that much to say about it.
Long time ago now.
But it is good. I really like Napoleon Dynamite. So I was up.
That was the coronavirus episode. I remember that.
Yeah. We're having corona.
Yeah, but
because but Napoleon Dynamite, I always forget is a 2000s films. It feels like from the 90s or something.
Yeah, it's 2004, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like the middle of the 2000s as well. Weird.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. Yeah, you wouldn't put it in that box. Maybe because it's indie.
Yeah,
has its own thing going. But our next response is from Liam, and he is saying his favorites are peak Will Ferrell, early Edgar Wright, and DreamWorks Silly Fun.
Adding on to that, we might as well throw in Paddy's one, which is Cornetto Trilogy for a fact. Like Edgar Wright,
Cornetto Trilogy. Cornetto first two.
Yeah, first two. Well, actually, I'm pretty sure the World's End is not in the 2000s. It's in the 2010s. So we'll just ignore it.
That's true.
We'll just ignore that one.
Yeah. Cornetto first two parts.
First two.
Very, very good.
I think it's safe to say two of the greatest comedies ever made. I think that's pretty
really
safe
good
to say.
I think they're good. But I'm afraid to go back though. Because I watched Hot Fuzz, I don't know, 2 years ago, a year ago. And I think it was probably World's End kind of hangover thing. But I didn't find it as funny as I did the first time.
Shaun of the Dead holds up.
I'm afraid to go back to Shaun of the Dead though.
Shaun of the Dead's really good.
But I remember I love both of them. I have a lot of love for those films.
Yeah, same. I love the two of those films.
They're so funny.
So good.
Nick Frost.
Peak Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell.
We recommend a film for whatever week it was. Other guys.
Yeah, that was like 20 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know, man. We keep talking about those episodes. Yeah, the Other Guys is great. Other Guys is fantastic film.
Yeah,
Step Brothers.
So good.
So fucking funny
Step
as well.
Brothers is great, yeah.
Land of the Lost as well. Another fucking film.
Yeah. Underrated.
Land of the Lost is underrated. People don't like that movie. I don't understand why.
Yeah, people hate it.
It's funny.
Because it's the truth. Truth hurts. Yeah. We are in the land of the lost.
The truth does hurt. That's why people don't like films.
Yeah. And DreamWorks Silly Fun.
Shrek.
I assume you mean Shrek. Shrek, absolutely.
Megamind. I don't know. Is that 2000s or is that 2010?
I think it's 2010. I think it's just out. But I think that count.
I can't. Yeah.
I count that.
It's like Madagascar.
On technicality. Yeah, Madagascar. Yeah, that's DreamWorks as well. Yeah.
Madagascar's great.
Madagascar. That's an amazing film. I used to love that. I used to love the video game.
Yeah, man.
I
fucking Escape to Africa. I used to have that on DS. Escape to Africa.
I didn't have the second one.
Oh shit.
I had the first one. You could play mini golf with Mort.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Mort.
Tiki golf. Oh my god. I used to play hours on end. Just a little mini game, so good.
DreamWorks is fantastic though, except for Shark Tale. Fucking hell.
Man, I hated Shark Tale.
Shark Tale is dog shit, man.
Actually is.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Will Smith. And is it Jack Black as the gay shark?
Yeah, and Angelina Jolie's in it.
Robert De Niro.
And fucking Martin Scorsese's also in it. He plays the puffer fish.
Oh my god.
He's the guy that runs the car wash.
Working at the car wash.
Yeah, that's fucking hell. Shark Tale.
They built that film around that song.
They built that film as just being it feels like those really bad rip-offs of of like Disney films or whatever, like the really cheap animated ones.
Yeah.
Like Shark Tale is that, but just has a budget. It's just a rip off of fucking Finding Nemo, basically.
Yeah. It's 2004, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I never liked Shark Tale.
No, Shark Tale's awful. But Shrek 2,
Shrek
amazing.
2, yeah.
Shrek 1, amazing.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda as well. Kung Fu Panda's great.
Kung Fu Panda is good, yeah.
I don't know if the sequel counts in this term, but like fuck it, just on the sequel. The sequel's also fantastic.
I don't know about that.
Sequel's really good. Yeah, do you not like the sequel to Kung Fu Panda?
I remember I hated one of them. I doubt it was the first one.
Probably the third one, man.
I doubt I saw the third one. When did that come out? There's no way they all came out in one decade. There's no way.
There's no way. I think that one came out like 2012 or 2013, 14.
Yeah, I don't know.
I remember watching the third one and I didn't finish it. I was like,
You didn't finish it.
I was like, this is fucking boring. I need to knock this shit off. I was watching with my family. We're like, oh, here, just turn this off.
Is that Jack Black as well?
Yeah. See that kid from School of Rock died?
Yeah.
That was sad.
So sad. I only watched that the other week. You know? So sad.
School of Rock. It was a great film.
Kung Fu Panda 3, 2016.
Jesus, that is way later than I would have thought.
Kung Fu Panda 2 was 2011.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Did those films all come out 5 years apart or something? When did Kung Fu Panda 1 come out?
Kung Fu Panda 1 came out in 2008.
Jesus. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I can't believe the fucking first Kung Fu Panda came out 8 years after the original one. They all feel like they should be like, I guess 8 years is quite a while, but like, and they are animated films, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck? But yeah, Kung Fu Panda was pretty good.
Peak, I would argue, right? Like, Pixar is more consistent, but the highs of DreamWorks is higher than any high.
Yeah, what's the high of Pixar, would you say?
Like the opening of Up and shit like that.
Yeah, well, it's not like sort of low. It's like very manipulative kind of stuff.
It is very manipulative.
You know, it's still so sad though. I watched Up recently as well. Fucked me up.
Fucked you up.
It's so sad.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's good though, because I remember thinking it was just kind of generic kind of thing. It was just manipulation, but it's not. It's actually it's good.
I haven't seen Up in years. Maybe I need to give Up another chance. And I've slated that film for a while, but I haven't seen it.
You're the biggest critic of Up I've heard.
Fucking bullshit film.
You're so anti-Up.
Stupid fucking bird.
You're so anti-Up, he's down.
Yeah, because like what are other peaks of like Pixar? Toy Story 2. Toy Story 2 is great.
Toy Story 2. Yeah, Monsters Inc. Monsters Inc. is also fucking so sad. Oh
yeah, I'd see. Yeah,
the ending of that. Oh my god.
Like I think, like Pixar hits you with the emotional stuff, but like.
But Shrek 2, like.
That's what I say. Shrek 2. It's like
the siege scene. You can't be like that's literally maybe like one of the greatest scenes of all time. Like,
man,
forget about animation. Forget about animation. You know, forget about animation. Forget about kids films or any of this kind of stuff. It's literally one of the greatest scenes or the greatest sequences ever put to film, ever broadcast on any kind of like cinematographic for fucking, cinema thing.
I know that I said like, The Raid has like an amazing, like intense fucking fight scene or whatever. Does not compare at all to the siege scene in Shrek 2.
No
Holy
way.
fucking shit.
You
Amazing.
The hype.
Oh, so good. And Shrek 2 is so funny as well. It's so funny.
Yeah. Like
Shrek
the high is way higher.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just thinking about Shrek 2. I'm like, yeah, DreamWorks is just fantastic.
Yeah. We need to watch that again.
Yeah.
You do a retrospective. 8 months on.
Returning to Shrek 2. And then Isabel, my girlfriend, says Seth Rogen owns my ass. Thanks for that as well. Yeah, Seth Rogen comedies, like, I don't know about super bad, but like Pineapple Express is pretty good.
Yeah, they're all good.
Yeah, they're the only two I can think of off the top of my head.
Observe and Report, Knocked Up.
Yeah, Judd Apatow, man.
Judd Apatow, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a Judd Apatow film though.
Walk Hard, Judd Apatow.
Did he direct that?
He didn't direct it, no, but he wrote it. Like,
he wrote it, yeah.
That's when he was like he was kind of coming into it because he did Anchorman as well. He started out, yeah.
Anchorman's great.
Yeah.
Which is Neil's one.
Which kind of leads into Neil's response. He says Anchorman equals goat emoji, which is fair.
Yeah.
Because Anchorman's one of the most popular 2000s comedies. To be honest, I don't get the hype as much as a lot of people, but
yeah,
it is good.
I think it's good. I don't get the hype as much as everyone else, but I think it is very good.
I think it's good, But I think there are definitely better ones out there. You know, as far as 2000s comedy goes, and Will Ferrell comedies, and Judd Apatow comedies.
I think Step Brothers, man.
Step Brothers is really good, yeah.
Like, I don't think like
Boats and Hoes.
Genuine. You know the song at the end of like fucking that Time to Say Goodbye. That song. As Will Ferrell singing, it's like time. He's singing like in Latin or whatever the fuck he's singing in, or Italian. He's like, and fucking John C. Reilly's on the drums, and it's just like he's just singing like time to say goodbye.
Oh yeah.
That song is so good, man. And I never knew what that song was until that scene. I was like, that song's so beautiful.
Yeah, they're great.
They're
pure like session heads as well. Like they were like ever see the videos of them at like sessions in Ireland, like
no,
like sitting around, like there's a lad on the fiddle and it's like a lock-in, everyone's on the pints,
and
they're just singing, you know. I think Will Ferrell's in like a video from like the 70s or something where like Luke Kelly is playing in like some pub in like the middle of Donegal.
He looks like Luke Kelly.
Yeah, with the afro. But like it's before he's famous. And then John C. Reilly there's like some video from like pretty recently where he's at some lock-in and he just starts singing like folk songs, like Black Velvet Band and all this stuff, like, you know. Proper, like, they know their stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Proper musicians.
Man, because I watched Walk Hard last week as well. Won't return to it too hard, but like, yeah, I 100% agree with everything that you said last week.
So funny.
I think John C. Reilly is so underrated as an actor, though. He is amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
He's so good.
And he wasn't really in anything until around that period.
Yeah.
Like he got into it pretty old. You know? He's pretty late comer.
He's in Magnolia. But that's
he's like PTA's kind of one of that crew.
One of that crew, but like he's not in many PTA films. Like he's always like, you know, he's like John C. Reilly is in Magnolia, but he's also in Magnolia, and fucking Tom Cruise is in Magnolia. Like he's kind of outshone by like these big huge stars, but he's better than any of them really. Like he's so good.
Yeah. He must have been mad funny on set then. There's like, here, do you want to move into
do
comedy
a few bits for us?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's in that film as well. We need to talk about Kevin.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in that.
That's pure drama. Like that's like
it's a pure drama. It's about a fucking raising a kid that turns out to be a fucking school shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking John C. Reilly's a king. I love John C. Reilly. Will Ferrell as well, very good.
Oh yeah.
Dog shit in the last few years, but
yeah, Sherlock. What was it?
And
Holmes and Watson.
Holmes and Watson. Yeah.
That was the guy who wrote Tropic Thunder. Did that?
Oh no.
Yeah. But like, he wrote Tropic Thunder with Justin Theroux. Justin Theroux wasn't involved in Holmes and Watson. He wrote and directed. His name was Ethan Cohen, which is like, he's not related to the Coen brothers, but he's just some Israeli guy, and he wrote and directed Holmes and Watson.
That's a dog shit.
Apparently, it's one of the worst films ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that the two of them are phoning it in that film. Like they knew it was bad.
I'd say they did. Yeah.
I'm assuming they did. Like, and even
I remember even the trailers weren't funny. Like, how can the trailer not be funny or not like appealing in any way?
Yeah, you just knew from the trailer that it was shit, and like the trailer's the best moments.
Yeah, it's like the highlight reel, and like everyone was like, "Oh, this is shy." No one went to see it either.
And that thing bombed hard.
Yeah.
Cause like, what about that film? This isn't 2000s, but like, Get Hard, is that what it's called?
With Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell.
I don't like Kevin Hart films.
I've seen bits of that. Yeah, it's just it doesn't look. I don't get Kevin Hart, to be honest.
I don't get Kevin Hart.
He's
either.
great in Scary Movie. The Scary Movies, the first few.
Scary Movies, man. There's some 2000 comedies that are pretty decent.
Yeah, they're good. They're in the vein of like Walk Hard and stuff.
Mm.
You know, where they're like, it's like maybe before like, I don't know. It's like for some reason they had this thing where they're able to reflect on films in a different way.
The 2000s were rife with those as well.
Yeah, maybe because it was so egregious, you know.
Yeah, it was so fucking especially
like,
the 2000s.
Yeah, because you sort of had to be self-aware. But like nowadays we're like, oh, we're above that, you know, but we're not.
Fucking right. You want to talk about bad fucking 2000s comedies? Those epic movie, disaster movie, Meet the Spartans,
superhero movie.
Holy shit, man!
They were bad.
I remember watching it when I was a kid and only liking it when I was a kid because I got to see boobs in epic movie. It was the first time I've ever seen epic movie. Showed me my first pair of boobs. Fuck me. Oh my god!
Wasn't Kim Kardashian in that, or is that Meet the Spartans? That was before she was like proper famous.
Paris Hilton's also in one of them as well.
Yeah.
Drake Bell is the star of super.
He's
of
the
superhero
Dragonfly.
movie.
I remember when I got my first iPod, when you went onto the App Store, the first thing you saw was a trailer for a superhero movie. And it wasn't out. Like they showed trailers for stuff that came out in America, and obviously the stuff in America comes out like 6 months before here, or it did back then anyway. And I remember watching the trailer and be like, "Oh, that's so cool!" You know, that looks like it's like a parody of Spider-Man, and it's Drake Bell's in it and stuff like that.
It can't be bad.
I remember I watched it. I think I rented it or something. It was like 16s. I remember I watched it. I was like, "Is that good? Is that like?"
Yeah.
It was just mad disappointing.
See, like
It was just like so immature.
the one of the
And
things,
I was like 10 years old.
just thinking now, like if you did like a parody movie like that, like imagine a Walk Hard quality, but for Marvel movies and like cinematic universes, you could do that.
Yeah, you could.
But the problem with fucking superhero movie was it was taking the piss out of fucking Spider-Man and like X-Men or whatever. But like at that stage, like the superhero craze wasn't really a thing. So it's like you're just making references to like singular movies.
Yeah, you could do that again in a much better way.
Yeah.
Because like though, and like I don't know, because Spider-Man 2 and like X-Men, they stand the test of time.
Yeah, they're still good.
Like I don't know to what extent Marvel movies will stand the test of time, aside from the fact that obviously they're like huge cultural touchstones.
I think that's like
you know,
Endgame, Infinity War, they're like magnum opuses in terms of like cinematic experiences. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna be remembered for that.
But like, will they be remembered for anything other than that?
Probably not.
You know, because you can't. The rewatchability is close to zero unless you're really into that kind of thing. You know?
Yeah.
Whereas like Spider-Man, X-Men, you can watch them whenever. You know.
Yeah, no, I agree. Man, those parody movies are so fucking bad though. Like Disaster movie. That fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's like the lowest rated thing on IMDb and stuff like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
I remember Meet the Spartans was really bad. I remember we turned it off halfway through.
I remember watching Meet the Spartans and actually getting angry as a kid watching that movie. Like, this is shit. Like as a kid, I was like, this is really fucking bad.
What was that called? Meet the Spartans.
It was a piss take of 300.
Yeah, but like, why Meet the
Parents?
But that was like 15 years before.
They don't even reference fucking this. I don't even think
Yeah.
they don't even take the piss out of fucking Meet the Parents or anything. Like I don't know what the fuck it's about. I don't know, man. Honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because there's date movie, epic movie, and disaster movie. Like date movies taking the piss out of like romantic comedies. Epic movie is just taking the piss out of Narnia and like fantasy, but also not fantasy because there's other shit going on there. I don't know, man. They're just films. They're films that take the piss out of 2000s films, but with pop culture references that mean absolutely nothing now.
Yeah, it's like hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
What did this mean? Some future civilization. It's like, what were they doing back then?
That's literally what it is.
This is just completely indiscernible, you know. It's like that Voynich manuscript thing. It's like, this is a language we can never understand,
it
you know.
makes no sense.
Fucking
Fucking hell. We have one more response as well, and this one's coming in from Carl, and Carl's saying, Amy Schumer's filmography is a clear mark from where comedy started devolving.
That's such a Carl response.
True as well. Amy Schumer films.
It's kind of true.
She's in Trainwreck, which is a Judd Apatow film.
Is that any good though?
No. Man, I went onto IMDb or Letterboxd, whatever, like, scrolling through her like filmography or whatever. Every film that she's like starring in or whatever is below a 3. I haven't seen any of them.
She's not funny. Like,
she's not funny.
She was never funny.
No.
You know. I don't think I've seen anything that she's in.
No.
But like she sort of burst onto the scene in like mid 2010s. Like she's very late on the scene. You know, like things declined. I think a lot earlier than that. But yeah, she was never funny.
That's just the pits though when she came in. Even in terms of Judd Apatow films, you know, like
yeah, it's all like I don't know what happened. Like what's she in again? Trainwreck. Is she in like Bridesmaids and stuff like that?
No, that's Melissa McCarthy, who's like
Melissa McCarthy's way better than her.
Yeah, she's way
still,
better.
She's still not amazing. Like
I don't know, Amy Schumer, like just
Trainwreck. That's it, really.
She's in other stuff though.
Yeah, she's in a few other things. Thank you for your service. I feel pretty. I think that's it.
Yeah, but like that's just like, you know,
a lot of shy films basically.
Loaded just the times like we gotta try something. Amy Schumer, is she funny? No. Okay, never mind. We'll just drop her then.
Yeah. Her bit was like so. It was tired when she came out with it. I don't know like why she got so big very suddenly, but then she kind of dropped off.
Yeah.
Remember she did that roast where she like made fun of Ryan Dunn, the jackass guy who died.
Yeah.
Because he was
Vaguely remember that.
he was drunk driving, and it was a roast of Steve-O, and she made a joke about it, and Steve-O did not react well, and no one reacted well, even though it was a roast. It was a perfectly like fair. Well, it wasn't a fair joke, but it was like something you could like kind of expect. But she did it. She like pulled it off so poorly that like she just kind of died.
Yeah, her whole thing was like, I'm a woman and I'm saying gross things, whatever. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm on my period right now.
I have a vagina.
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's not funny. Like that's just not a thing anymore.
That's
Like
just not funny. Yeah. It was never funny.
Yeah. Just like, what are like? Because like Judd Apatow is always seen as like the peak of like 2000s comedies, but like Locked Up, Funny People, and he has another one that came out in the 2000s. Not This Is 40. There's another one. Oh my god, the one that got big.
Anchorman.
Not Anchorman. There's one after Anchorman. That's like the
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yes, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I haven't seen 40-Year-Old Virgin. I remember we were watching it in Vancouver, but I was only watching bits of it.
Yeah, it just has like iconic lines and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it's grand.
Yeah,
it's good. Steve Carell, you know, and Seth Rogen's in it as well. You see, Jonah Hill was in Walk Hard.
Yeah, man, that's so fucking good as well. That's really funny. He's like this fucking Star Wars ghost.
Yeah, yeah, the Force ghost of his fucking brother who got chopped in half. The whole thing's man. That scene at the start where it's like the doctor comes in, he's like, we couldn't attach the top half of his body to the bottom half.
This is the worst case of being cut in half I've ever seen.
And the dad's like, speak English, Doc. We ain't scientists. The way he delivers that, I just couldn't stop laughing.
The dad is so funny. Like, the wrong son died. It's like, I've been spending years training to fucking kill you. Or even like the fucking like what's her one's name that's in it?
Jenna Fisher. The
first wife.
The first wife. Oh, Kristen Wiig.
Yeah,
she's funny.
She's
funny.
so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But like when she's just like, me as your 15-year-old girlfriend will come off and move with you, and he's just like sitting and like making music, whatever. He's like, you gotta fucking do something. We got a kid. He's like, I think I'm doing pretty good for a 16-year-old with a wife and kid.
You have like 3 kids at that stage.
Oh, it's so fucking funny. Walk Hard is one of the like people don't really talk about it either.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's kind of slept on, you know. I think it'll only improve with age.
Yeah, once like once that like trend of biopics starts to pick up again.
Yeah, you can just go back to that.
You can see it happening with fucking Bohemian Rhapsody or whatever.
Yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Fucking Bohemian Rhapsody. I haven't even seen that film, but I never ever fucking will.
You can tell what it'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Will we leave it at that, so?
We'll leave it there.
Right. We are talking about Mishima.
Yukio Mishima, A Life in 4 Chapters, isn't it?
Thank you very much.
Paul Schrader.
Man, I only found out Paul Schrader was the writer for fucking Taxi Driver.
Yeah, we mentioned that last episode.
Did we?
Yeah.
Completely forgot that. There you go. Brand new info.
Yeah, that's like the theme throughout his work. Like the sort of lonely man. The kind of outcast character.
Sad man doing things.
Yeah, doing like really fucked up things, and he has like loads of fucking repressed feelings inside. You know, he's like Travis Bickle, but like he's in Japan, and he's like a
real person.
Yeah, and he actually existed. Yeah.
All right, we'll leave it there. Anyway,
all right.
see you all.
Sayonara.
Bye.
Bye.